Waited
believe
for
him.
your boy.
You
to
guys,
I believe him. I believe
streams
him.
are ahead of mine, by the way.
That's fine.
Oh.
That's fine. Jordan, it's okay. Don't worry. I'll gladly tell you
Oh.
if you guys miss a penalty
Oh.
or when you guys miss a penalty.
Hold on. This is the most annoying game that I've watched this season. This is the most annoying game ever.
Do you guys think this will
Wow.
affect your Premier League performance this weekend?
Only if those guys are injured.
Make any sense. This
Only if those
season,
guys are injured.
Oh, Ramsdale almost had that.
Oh,
Ramsdale almost had
is
that.
it? Damn.
So close.
Ah.
So close. Oh, that was so close. Even I feel bad for him.
And he got to it.
Yeah, that was so close.
Stronger palms, son.
So, you know, there was this debate during the World Cup of who does it favor more or better? Who goes first or who goes second for penalty takes?
Hey, Trossard.
Ayo. So there was this debate during the World Cup. Who does it favor to go first or second for penalties?
I don't think it matters, man. You just gotta put it away when it's your time.
Oh, that's good.
That was close.
That was close but good.
That was close.
But it wasn't as close as Ramsdale zone.
Ramsdale zone, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was close to the keeper. This one was close. It went under the keeper, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went under him. That was close.
Really close. Guys, he scored. That's what that matters.
That's what that matters.
Comment. Jordan, say something. Come on, let us know you are there.
It's 3-3. Don't worry. It's 3-3. Bill is behind. He can't watch.
Oh, okay. Jordan, don't worry. You're good. You're good for now. They're about to take one if they miss this
one. I feel like to be honest, I just feel like crying.
Who are you mad at? Arteta or Vieira? Which one?
He's mad at everybody.
That was close. That was really close too. Jordan, who are you mad at? Arteta or Ramsdale?
You know the answer.
I actually don't. I mean, Arteta or Vieira.
I actually don't either.
It's the manager. What are you talking about? Did we not discuss this? We discussed this yesterday.
I know. I just wanted to confirm.
I mean, okay, guys, put your sentiments away. Put the fact that you like a coach or whatever. Just discuss this situation. The situation you are trying to avoid by managing a game is the same thing you are in right now. This is over 120 minutes.
But he couldn't have called you.
Not really, though. I mean, you have. We don't know what the load of the players are. You can't play your full. You can't play your whole. This is messed up there. But Martinelli missed. This guy and Pep, they need to go and figure out what's disturbing them in European competition.
That wasn't a good penalty, though.
That was poor.
Yeah.
He played it like he was trying to shoot, like he was trying to finish.
Yeah.
You don't place penalties. If you are going to place it, you put it in the corners.
Yeah, you hang it in the corner. Now, that's what you're saying. That was beautiful. It couldn't have.
It's over.
Is it over?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I thought it's supposed to be 5 penalties. They've only played 4 now.
Yeah, no, that's the 5th one.
Oh, that was the 5th one.
They go first. They went first, so Arsenal doesn't get to play.
Yeah, even if Arsenal scores, they're still out.
Arsenal doesn't get to play.
It's over. Maybe this will help you guys focus on EPL.
The other is distraught.
Yeah.
Tell me what you gained. Just tell me what you gained. Tell me what you gained. No, defend that. Tell me what you gained with that selection.
Was he trying to play? Why is he trying to?
No. Tell me what you gained with that decision making. Just tell me what you gained. What did you gain? You had your squad. Play them first. Did you not play them eventually? Did you not play them eventually?
He had to, yeah.
Okay, so defend it now.
So I think the way I see it, either way it's a gamble. You play team A.
Either way it's a gamble. Your team they could get it.
It is not. That one I would
disagree. Which still ended up happening.
Ayo, it
is not. What you're saying is at all times, always.
We played Fulham, right? We started with our strongest side. We controlled the game. We dominated and we got them in. We talked about this yesterday. It is not a gamble. It has been proven. The first leg of this game was just last week. We had the same situation. We struggled. Because tell me what Vieira.
I wouldn't have started Vieira today, though. Yeah,
no, tell me what Vieira did in that game. Don't try to defend this thing.
No, I'm not defending Vieira. I'm not defending Vieira. I'm defending the rotation. I'm defending the rotation, but I'm not defending starting Vieira. Vieira wasn't an option for this game. The others I can understand. I can understand Tomiyasu.
When I talk about somebody is just stubborn and has an ego. How many times do you have to see before you believe it? What does he achieve that he thinks that he can just do whatever he wants? You can't just come up with your ideology. No, it doesn't make any sense. We saw this thing last week. You played that guy for the entire 90 minutes. Even people that are not Arsenal fans saw that this guy played nonsense. What did he give to us? You have a game. Oh, Jesus. Like, this is unnecessary. It's not needed. This is not needed. This is not needed. Why gamble with the game? That's your first team. Jesus was very okay in that first half, right? So yeah. Jesus with Odegaard, would he not have been stronger? Oh.
Next on Behind the Series, my years of playing. That 22 draft was something special.
What can I say? Nothing, I guess.
All I'll add is the honest truth is we don't have the squad to compete on both fronts. So now let's hope we can close out the Premiership, because if we end up with nothing, that would be kind of messed up. Because this was a gamble. I understand the gamble, but it was a gamble all the same.
Yeah. Now my question is, who would you have played Dayo ahead of Vieira?
Oh, that started Odegaard.
No. Assuming you still did the rotation, wanted to rest Odegaard, who would you have played instead of Odegaard and instead of Vieira?
There are no other options for that role except you play Trossard behind Jesus, which you knew you were always going to take out Jesus in the second half because Jesus is not fit to play 90 minutes. Trossard is the only other attacking option. Everybody else is injured. Maybe they might have started Nketiah if he was fit, but
yeah, you could have played Trossard behind Jesus, taken out Jesus, pushed Trossard forward, and brought in Vieira or Odegaard afterwards.
Probably.
So are we saying he made?
But the thing is, right, this happened as well in the Everton game, right, where he started Jorginho. He started Partey and took Partey out and brought in Jorginho, and we were of the opinion that he should have started Jorginho.
Yeah.
Right. Start with the wicked team and finish strong, which I think is what he tried to do in this game, right?
Then
he brought in Odegaard, he brought in Saka to try and close out the game.
But I don't know if you do that way around. Start strong.
It's not that I'm changing my tone. I didn't change my tone. What have I said from the very beginning?
Well, that's what we're saying. You said start the strongest team, and what we're saying is you could have started your strongest team, which is what he did against Everton, and it still didn't work because then
No. Which Everton?
The 1-0 loss.
That we lost?
Yeah. He started with Partey.
Partey was sick. We find out
exactly. That's what I'm saying. All these players too. You can't play the full 50. These guys you can't play 50 games with the same players.
I hear you about Everton, and we can discuss Everton. He made 2 mistakes. We didn't know that Partey was sick. We found out during the game, right? He knew as a manager.
Oh, we knew he was just coming back from injury. Now, no, we knew Partey wasn't fit.
So I didn't know Partey wasn't fit, like fully fit, right? Yeah. He knew as a coach.
And we could have that aside, what I'm saying is you don't know the injury risk. They collect data on these guys.
No, it's different. These are 2 different situations. The mistake with Everton, and go and check the clips. It was Nketiah playing in that game. He played 90 minutes. I said it. He played 90 minutes when Nketiah should not be playing that game. It was one of the games that Nketiah played that I said Trossard should have been thrown into that game. So that was number 1. Number 2, he made 2 subs at the same time when we had a corner kick against us. You brought 2 players in at the same time when there was a corner kick. So Everton is a completely different situation. Let's just put that one aside. That one is gone. This one is a stupid ego and a stupid ideology that he thinks he can do whatever he wants. And that's the problem. This guy is not Pep. This stupid guy is not Pep. I mean, the blind play your first. This is exactly Fulham blueprints. Against Fulham was 7th on the table when we played them, and we were really worried, like we needed that 3 points. What did we do? We started our strong. When I say strongest team, Jesus was back. and that made it more stronger. So we played our strongest team. We closed out the game. At that time, we already killed Fulham's confidence. We allowed this guy to get into the game. We allowed Sporting Lisbon, even though they were a good side. So let's just not take that away from Sporting. They played well. But what did I say? Go check my message before the start of the. I said the urgency should start from the very first minute. You don't get any urgency with people like Vieira. You don't. There's no way. Xhaka is old. Can't you see how slow Xhaka is? And now you are playing Xhaka with Vieira. It doesn't make any sense. You cannot play Xhaka with Vieira. Xhaka is already old and is slow. His decision making is already slow. Don't you see it in the game? When you play Xhaka, you need to play with somebody like Odegaard. You cannot play with Vieira. It doesn't make any sense. Now, let's say you don't make that mistake. Now watch that mistake for 90 minutes. You watch that mistake for 90 minutes. Come on, man. Don't do this to us. Have more possession in the midfield. Why didn't we just play Partey half or Jorginho half? Why didn't we just do that? Wasn't going to take Jorginho out if it wasn't a draw. Jorginho lost the ball easily and he couldn't physically defend it. That's why I say the second team cannot give anything.
But even with your theory, right? The second team still held the game. The first team came in and they still didn't close
it's a knockout stage. This is a knockout stage. This is not a game that you go with 1 point or 3 points. If it was a league game, it makes sense.
No, what I'm saying is the first team that should supposedly have closed out the game from the start still didn't make any difference in the 30 minutes or so they had.
It was too late.
Why is it too late? The other team should be tired, technically, theoretically, if that's what you're saying.
It didn't matter anymore, right? And to be honest,
it's not like we considered in that period.
The game plan did not go as planned. The opponent already grew into the game. They already had the goal that gave them confidence and a boost. You killed the game by not just scoring and winning. You killed the game by also suppressing your opponents. We did not suppress our opponents in this game. They grew into the game as well. So they have confidence, especially that goal. That was a mess by Ramsey. That is disappointing and embarrassing. I mean, that's completely embarrassing. At a very crucial stage. I mean, that kind of goal should not be scored. So, but put that one aside because he has a blame. No, he has blame. He has a big blame tonight. But overall, the manager, the gaffer in charge, put out a wrong selection. That is just the truth of this situation. They can start and rest. I prefer them starting and resting than them coming to salvage the situation. When you salvage the situation, it's a 50-50 at that point. Partey control the midfield. You saw that, right? So that we saw the effect of that. But where were the goals? The goals were not coming because Martinelli was sloppy. What's it called? Trossard, I don't think it's really fit. He was playing cautionary. He was very cautious.
Which would maybe explain why he didn't start in the first place.
Again, I can't defend that one. But the main one that was obvious to everybody is Vieira playing 90 minutes. I mean, how do you explain Vieira playing 90 minutes when you have a fit Odegaard on the team? I mean, is Odegaard going to do a miracle in like 10 minutes? All I'm saying is this should have been avoided. This should have been avoided at all cost. At all cost. You care about the game. This is like a board at hand. What's $1 million in the bush? You're thinking of something that I have not even gotten to. So now, what happens? Are you not going to face what you're already thinking about? Crystal Palace?
Yeah, I have a question for you. Is there any point in time that you agree with starting a weaker team? If yes, when?
Probably to link up.
I'm not even listening. Repeat your question.
No, I'm actually very serious. Is there any point in time, any situation where you agree with starting a weaker team? If yes, when?
Not for this current Arsenal.
I know.
Because it's been tested already. See, the problem I have is this. When I've seen things 2-3 times, there's no point wasting your time. When we first started, when the season started, of course, everybody needs a 2 or 3 teams. That's normal for everything. But in our case, we have seen and it's been tested that we don't have a backup team. As long as we have settled on that decision, there is no point trying. There is no point trying. Just bring them in. You would only play your weaker team when you have injuries and you have nobody else. So to your question, no, unless when all my first team players are injured, I cannot trust them because they have shown me that they cannot be trusted. That's the plain answer.
So I think, and I think Arteta gave an interview to ESPN, right? He talks about phases for Arsenal, and he said he had 5 phases for Arsenal that we're currently in phase 3. To me, it's part of sad though it is, I think it's part of the development for the team, right? You have to give these second team players a chance. You bought them because you think they are good enough, and maybe they are not good enough to compete. I've said this since the beginning of the season. We don't have the squad to effectively. If we had won both competitions, I think it would have been a miracle, because the second team, as you're saying, we know it's not good enough. And you're not going to play 13, 14 players over 50, 60 games. They will get injured. They can't last.
Nobody's going to argue with you on that. I'm not going to argue.
So that's what I'm saying. At some point, you have to give these players a chance.
But you're not getting my own point. You might not agree with my own point, but I don't think you're getting my point.
Maybe
I'm not.
My
point is being tested that they cannot be trusted with critical games, with serious games.
But we know that.
Now, a bird at hand, what's a million in the bush? This is the game at hand. This is a knockout game. Your first team is fit, right? If you're thinking about, worry about what happens after this game. That's how you approach it. That's just the risk taker right there. You worry about what is at hand. What is at hand is, this is the game right now that I need to win, because it's a knockout game. You play your best team, and if the injury comes, we deal with that against Crystal Palace. Because Crystal Palace is far ahead. It's a future.
So do you think against Crystal Palace, he can start a weaker team?
He already messed up the entire thing. That's the point.
Assuming he won today's game.
We lost. Did you know how much we lost into this game that we eventually lost?
Let's
two
assume
key players and two yellow cards.
Assuming he won today's game, would it be okay with you if he starts a weaker team against Crystal Palace?
No. I have. Do you understand?
So you're saying for the rest of the
season,
the weaker guys can't
starting weaker team again for the rest of this season. I've answered your question. Let me repeat it.
That's not sustainable, though.
I don't think you heard me, so I'm going to repeat it. There is no point starting a weaker team in any of the game when it comes to Arsenal. You start them when your first team are injured and you have no other option. That is it. Okay. Let it sink into everybody.
So you rather grind out the first team till injury?
Yes, you grind them out until they can be grinded out.
Instead of managing them with a rotation that can keep them fit all through.
How many times am I going to say this?
No, I'm not asking. That's rhetorical.
What?
It's rhetorical. Okay, I see your point.
He's restating.
I'm raising your point.
We have done that. It has not worked. We played against City without key players. We lost. What are you talking about?
I don't know if I agree, because he has played the first team in the Premiership, but every other competition he's rotated.
Exactly.
Because those guys need a break, mentally and physically. Can you imagine running 10 kilometers every 3 days?
Don't try to defend that. That's their job. That's what they do. That's why you are now.
It's what they do, but they're still human beings. Mentally, you will tire. Physically, you will tire. And what I'm saying is, hold on. Forget the money. What I'm saying is, we know that the squad is not good enough. Maybe at some point, right, you have the likes of Ronaldo who do it 50, 60 games, but you're not going to have 18 players in one season immediately who can do that.
For this
game, you're going to have maybe 6, 7 guys who can do that.
For this game,
I mean, even Zinchenko has had injuries this season. Ben White hasn't played 90 minutes. So these guys, even though they are fit, even though they can play it, they're not going to sustain it over the whole season in every single competition.
Agreed.
Plus, the demands in every competition are different. How you play in the Premiership is not how you're going to play in Europa. It's not going to be the same when you go play Mokambi from League 2. Those guys will just bully you. They're
bully you and brutalize you. And
so you need time to recover after games like that. Let the likes of Holding come and deal with that.
One more point to add to that. I understand you've lost this game, building, so you may not want to agree with this, but I think it's a safer gamble, which Atata was doing. It is of playing the team A in the league, rotating team in other competitions. It's a safer gamble to keep the team going, keep the team A guys fit, because as you said before, EPL is your top priority, top 4 is your top priority. I think it's a safer gamble than what you are saying, because if you're playing all the team A guys in all competitions, you can lose 5 at a time and then your season is over. That's way riskier.
Can I just respond to you so that you know that what you are saying, you need to consider all other factors, right? And all other mistakes that we have made until this time. Was that not the same explanation that you just explained that made us sacrifice FA Cup? No, just defend it. It was the same reason. What did we learn from that? Did we not learn anything from that? The point is, we need to learn from every mistake we make.
I think the point is your squad is just not deep enough.
I agree.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's all it is. The squad is not deep enough. They don't have the quality.
Exactly.
It's not like Pep where if Akanji drops, you can bring in Diaz or Laporte or Akanji.
We lost out of Carabao Cup very early. Why? Because we played the same second team. Do you understand where I'm coming? We learned from that. FA Cup, we prioritized it. What happened? We lost that. I think it's a flimsy excuse when you are saying that your team, no matter how few they are in terms of squad number, cannot play two competitions. I don't think that's acceptable for any English Premier League. And I will tell you why. Man United are still in 3 competitions. They've won 1. They have the same quality or maybe a little better quality than us.
Did you see who started for United today, even though they were 4-1 up?
Yes. And that's the difference. They will start their best team. Casemiro started, Rashford started. They started their entire first team. And
but they started Maguire.
No. Ayo,
it's the same thing. You have to rotate. You have to rotate some players.
No. I can defend it. That was the defense.
Yeah, Casemiro is not playing the Premiership.
I am okay.
He's not playing the Premiership, so you might as well play Casemiro.
I am okay with Tomiyasu coming for Ben White. That's fine. Not Vieira coming for Odegaard.
I think we agreed on Vieira. I think we agreed on Vieira.
We all agree on Vieira.
I think we all agree on Vieira. Vieira probably shouldn't have started the game.
I can even have Tierney for Zinchenko. That's the defense. You need to create chances. This guy did not deliver in 45 minutes. What is he doing on the pitch?
I agree Vieira shouldn't have played that long.
I think you need to say the truth. He likes somebody. Yeah. He has preference for somebody. He likes somebody and he's putting that person above the joy of everybody. It's just the truth, which is nonsensical.
So, Biodu, if Vieira, if
Odegaard, are giving the boy a chance at the detriment of everybody else's joy. Come on, how does that make sense?
That's debatable.
It's debatable because I think you can say he gives everybody a chance, and if Vieira must be doing something for him to be starting. He gave Laka chances, he gave Oba chances, and when he sees that not meeting up,
it was 90 minutes. It was too much.
If Odegaard had started ahead of Vieira, just that one change, you would have been fine with it?
I think I would have been fine with that. And I think at 45 minutes, right? It should have been Reus Nelson coming out and coming for Saka if we're still struggling. Not 70-something minutes.
And if that happened and you guys still lost, you'd have been fine with it?
See, the 2 injuries didn't help us as well. The 2 injuries didn't help us in any situation. Losing Saliba and losing Tomiyasu didn't help us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Your squad is just not deep enough. And I understand you can debate the semantics of how you manage.
This is not new. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, I understand. But I'm saying, hold on. Let me finish. Hold on. I'm just trying to say you can debate how you manage an incomplete squad, but at the end of the day, it's this guy that sees them in training, that knows them in and out. He knows who does what, who's good at what. So I don't think you can say it's bad for him to rotate his team. Every manager does it at some point in time. Yeah. You think this is the wrong time to do it? I think if you had done it in the Premier League game and you guys lost, you'd have been even more pissed. I think
that would be worse.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's okay to do it in a competition that you prioritize less than the Premier League. That's my opinion.
And for every English Premier League team, the Premier League is the priority. That's the competition you cannot afford to rotate.
Again, just see your counter argument, right? You should sacrifice everything for one Premier League that we are not even won. We already sacrificed for FA Cup.
Yeah, because
you understand what I'm telling you?
Because getting in Champions League is probably more important than reaching final.
For you. So you really think that
which you may or may not win either.
2 competitions for Arsenal is too much. Let me just ask that
for this squad, yes. Yes, for this squad, yes.
I don't think so.
You basically
for this squad, yes.
I am of the opinion that 3 competitions could be too much, but I don't.
For this squad,
2 competitions are too much.
For this squad, it is. This Sporting team, I told you guys before the game started, they have good players. This Sporting team is not a weak team.
Oh yeah.
It's not a weak team.
Could our first team have suppressed Sporting Lisbon? I mean, on paper, theoretically, could our first team have suppressed Sporting Lisbon?
Yes, because they are our first team. That first team is good enough to beat most teams in the world at the moment. Yes. Okay. I said yes. The first team is good enough to beat most teams in the world at the moment.
Biodu, if you had to sacrifice one, EPL or this game, EPL or this league? Sorry, Europa. Which one would you sacrifice?
I think I answered you. Just giving me a tough.
It's an easy question.
I was of the opinion that I don't think we should be sacrificing any of this.
No, but if
I think we should have contested. I think we should have competed for these two tournaments. I think so.
If you add
because I compare ourselves with other teams, and I think Man U is in 4 competitions. Most people are in 2 or 3 competitions that are not even as great as us. So why can't we compete in 2 competitions?
So back to my question: if you had to sacrifice one, which one would you let go?
You want me to give you an answer that is going to bail out Arteta?
But we both know the answer to the question. We all know the answer to the question, and technically, that's what Arteta did. You are suggesting that Arteta should play.
No. That's not what he did.
Hold on. Indirectly or directly, that's what he did.
It tried to go after the 2. His strategy just didn't work out.
But behind him, within his whole argument, he's still prioritizing EPL. That's still the number 1 for him. So it's very, very important to understand that. I understand where you're coming from. Trust me, you're a fan, and I'm a fan too of a club, and I understand the emotions. But you still understand that you can't tell me he's going to keep playing the first team till the end of season. You still have 11 games to go. Plus, if you had stayed in this competition, that would be an extra. Help me out with the math now. 2 maybe 5 games or something. The summary of it all is, I get where you're coming from, but I don't think it's sustainable to play a first team back to back in the space of few days in between. If he continues doing that, your injuries will mount. And you are saying you should wait till that happens, but it's too risky to do that, because you rather hold that first team to the end of the season and win a trophy than to push them, lose them, and then end the season without a trophy. Right now, he's still on track to win EPL. Yeah, you've not won it, but you are the closest to it. Probability of winning it is higher on your side than anybody else. You have your first team.
Were we not on track to win Europa?
Technically, you went. Europa is a knockout game. Anybody can lose it. You can lose 2 games in the EPL right now and still be number 1. You can lose 1 game in Europa and you are out. So that's the difference.
Charles, let me just correct something. I hear you. That's not what I said. I said the way I would do my rotation.
Yeah.
It's not the way he had done his rotation.
I agree.
If my first team is available, I would start my first team
in every game
and let them finish kill the game at the very beginning so that I can then rotate. What he did was to start the weak team. Mm-hmm. The weak team cannot close out a game. We have seen it time over time. That second team cannot close out a game. Why are we repeating the same mistakes? That is my point. Start the team that can close out or put you in a comfortable situation, then rest them and bring the second team. That is the point I'm making here. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
You are talking about the first team. So, we already lost one of them to injury with this same approach.
So I agree with you, but let me give you a counterpoint or a counter argument. The logic of starting the first team to close out a game before bringing in a weaker team, are you going to do that in all competitions, the remaining 2 competitions, all games? Your answer
we already passed half of the season.
I know, but your answer is
take it game by game. I have answered you, and I'm going to repeat it. I said take it game by game. That was a board at hand. As far as I'm concerned, Sporting Lisbon was the most important game before Sunday.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Treat that with seriousness. But if you think, to your point, maybe he doesn't care about it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Maybe he doesn't care about it. Maybe he cares about Sunday. But the point I'm trying to make you is that the same Sunday game that you cared about, well, I don't know how that's going to work out, because who knows who is injured now. Yeah. You understand what I mean? And you need to understand that the result of a game affects players' approach to the next game. Of course. That's why sometimes you always try to get a good result out of each game, because it sets you up for the next game. I don't know how that's going to affect the Sunday game. That's the point.
So I agree with you. I get your point, but I still think I don't think you can fall, because the summary of it all is, if Arteta had to do a gamble or rotation, which he did, he had to do. You think he should start with a strong team and always start with a strong team. But I'm telling you,
he mixed and match.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't a fan of mix and match.
Is what he did by letting Odegaard.
That's what I'm saying. I go read my text before the start of the game when Johnny was asking. I was again the mix and match. I was for strong, kill, replace with second team.
Okay, so I agree. But what I'm saying, I'm trying to make you understand something. If you're bringing in strong team every game, even if it's just to play 45 minutes to close out the game.
It's not every game, though. It's not every game, though. Now, let me break it down. What you keep saying every game? We just got Jesus back. Jesus has been out. We've been playing with a not so strong team. Within that same period, we have lost Nketiah. We have lost Trossard in between. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not like we have been loading the first team. We have not been loading them. There are games whereby even all the games we've been playing, it's been the same thing. We start with Odegaard and we rest him. I think that's sustainable. Let's play Odegaard for 70 minutes and let's take him out. Let's play Zinchenko for 75 minutes. Let's take him out. Let's play Saka for 75 minutes. I think that's sustainable. I think it's better than putting them on the bench and putting play like Nelson that came up for us.
Yeah, against
it wasn't planned. It was needed. That's what I'm saying. It was needed because there was nobody else. Miss Metro and Nelson, those guys should not be starting critical games at this point. Unless when it's needed.
So where I want to counter you, which I get your point, but I'm saying you keep saying play 70 here, take them out. 75 here, take them out. That's sustainable. You think it's sustainable because you're not seeing them in training. You don't work with them on a daily basis. What if it's not? What if 70? Hold on. What if 60, 70 minutes every 3 days is actually something not sustainable for these guys that have been playing since the beginning of the season? What if at this point they're so worn out they can only come in and play 20, 30 minutes? Just what if?
Charles?
Yeah.
That's a bigger question than me. Why is it a bigger question than me? He's the manager. That's why he gets paid. That's why he gets planned. That's why he gets paid to plan how the team will survive for him. A manager doesn't plan till half of the season, right? So what I'm saying is he knows the capacity and he knows his budget and he knows why he should be bringing in players to have backup to rest. Yeah. That is a separate conversation. That is on him. All I'm saying is what we are seeing. What you and I can see is the people that will see their performance on the pitch. Yeah. I am speaking based on their performances because when those guys come up, we keep wondering why they are not starting or why don't you start? And it's evident. When Odegaard came in, we saw the quality. So obviously that tells us that he was ready. You understand what I'm saying? The same Vieira. If Vieira was good in training, why was he not good? That
tells us he was ready to play the end of the. See, he was ready. He was gingered.
It's
ready
the
to play
same
the end of the game.
Charles. If he started and he didn't play well, he would remove him and bring in Vieira. It's the same thing. All I'm just saying is, see.
So you left Vieira too long. Is what you're saying.
I think I've been proven right many times, and I will tell you, it was the same argument that all of us had when I stood on my ground that Trossard is better playing. Did I not prove that right when he eventually did it?
So he's doing things you are seeing
an ideology that's trying to impound that is not working out and it continues to double down.
So the things you are saying is he's seeing them and doing it later on after you have already said it.
Exactly. He does it eventually.
So
he does it eventually.
So that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. But I'm still saying there's still some parts of it that because you don't work with these guys one-on-one in training every day, you may not see. And that's the part of
that's part of I am speaking on what we all see.
And that's the part of physical and mental fitness that we may not see. Yeah, Odegaard may come in at the 70th minute and be pumped, and he's the captain, he's expected to be pumped. But the point is, playing the same Odegaard 70 minutes, 60 minutes, 65 minutes every 3 days may not be sustainable. It may not be fit enough to do that, but you may not know that.
Agreed. Players need refreshing, but at the same time, I can also argue that that's their job. That's what they do.
Yeah, just like we all say that.
Charles, just like my manager expect me to show up. If you are not ready, just call off, right? At least let them know that you call off and you are not available. So again, I don't think we should be bringing that into this conversation. That is their job. They are professionals. That's why they are paid.
I still think they are human, though.
Okay, can you please?
They've been playing since August.
Can you tell them to let us switch career? Let them give me that money. I will put in my best. I will run like I've never run before in my life.
To your legs, even, man. But I mean,
so
it is what it is. But summary of it all is,
they train.
I see your point, but I also
they train well. They sleep in a nice hotel. They fly on a nice plane. They enjoy everything to make them fit.
I know.
They should not be thinking. That's their job.
I know.
That's their career. That's what they signed up for.
Summary of it all is this. I see where you're coming from and I see where Ateta is coming from. Did he get it wrong today? Yeah, I guess because you guys lost.
You know what pains me the most? If it was once, we would say, oh, okay, we'll learn from it. I am tired and annoyed at him repeating the same mistake
over and over
until maybe because this is not the first. I mean, we just played the first leg last week. He played the same Vieira boy. And what happened?
Didn't have a good game last week.
Come
No, I'm
on.
asking. I don't remember how that game went. So it wasn't good. Okay. Anyways, you guys are out of Europa League. You only have Premier League to go. Are you still in FA? You're not in FA. Crap. Okay. Well,
What have I been saying?
well,
you guys are talking about he has sacrificed everything already.
Well, hopefully he doesn't sacrifice EPL. Hopefully you guys can knock that out. So it is.
I don't want to repeat it.
Yeah, don't repeat it. It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is.
You guys think that I actually think what he just lost out was more guaranteed than EPL.
No.
I actually think so.
Not with the way Man U, Roma, and Go are playing. Those guys are tough.
Ayo, Charles, I actually think this Europa was more guaranteed than EPL.
I disagree.
EPL is 11 games to go. No, just look at it this way. EPL is 11 games to go. Europa
is about 5 games.
Is 4 games. No, if you are qualified,
it's 5 games. 5 games. Quarter, semi, then final.
No, quarter final, semi-final.
That's 5. 5 games, yeah.
What are you talking about? Quarter final, semi-final, final. 3.
2 legs now. Home and away for quarter and semi.
You're right. 2, 2, 1, 5, right?
Yeah.
And it's not every week. It is spaced out.
Yeah.
I think that one is more certain than EPL. EPL is 11. Within that EPL, you have City, you have Liverpool, you have Chelsea, you have Newcastle.
Well, EPL is also one game at a time, though. And if you get a draw, doesn't mean your opponent doesn't get a draw. But I think EPL is a little more guaranteed because this game is one game you lose and you're done. EPL, you can lose a game and you're still.
You ask me, the reason why people lash and talk about Arsenal anyhow they want, this is one of the reasons. When you don't know how to fight, when you don't have that winning mentality, you understand? Yeah. That's the problem that we need to overcome, that kind of mindset. When you guys keep saying it's okay to go after one competition, you are not speaking like a winner, like people that want to win something like other teams. And that's the difference.
Okay.
That's the mindset. Like, I mean, why did they sign up as footballers for a season? it's full of competitions. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Anyways, well, it was good. This was good. Midweek.
I'm sorry, but
random pickup conversation.
I know we have different opinions, but
yeah, we do. But I hope our viewers enjoyed your emotion in this. And yeah, Arsenal is out of Europa League. It's fine. Hopefully, you guys can hold on to the EPL and do great. Well, yeah.
Good luck on that. I don't see how that will happen.
Okay. All the best. On that note.
All right, bro.
It's nice starting. All right. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.